Oh, let's get this off. Let's get this off. I can take off my caftan. Yes. Woo, that's better. Much, much better. I think I can finally take off this bandage too. Alright, I want to put some paws. Where are my monsters? Where are my monsters? Bring my monsters over here. Everybody wants to see the monsters. Hey, Zachary, come here. Zachy, come here. Come give us some love. Where's Mr. Zachary? There's my boy. There's my little white. Here he is. Yeah, just a minute. I'm doing some butt cleaning before you get your petting, Mr. Zeke. We're cleaning butts. Remember, you don't know how to use Charmin. And you don't have a thumb anyway, so you couldn't hold Charmin even if you wanted to. Huh? Does I get love? You'll give me a kiss? Oh, I get kisses. Oh, the sweetness. Oh, the love. Oh, the love. Oh, I get love from everybody. Huh? Get love from everybody, huh? You better cut the coughing, mister. You better cut the coughing. Huh? All right. Come here, you guys. Give me some paws. I want paws, and I want where did it butts. Here's one. There's two. Here's three. Here's number four. Over here. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, you trouble. You can come over and say hello too. Where'd you go? They're getting out of order. Oh, he's being very pushy. No wood puppy. Huh? Punch no wood puppy. Hmm? Yes, I know. I'm going as fast as I can. Hang on, we're cleaning eyeballs too. Eyeball cleaning. Here we go. Eyeball cleaning. Eyeball cleaning. Well, that better. Oh, the kisses. Oh, the sweetness I got. That was just about the sweetest kisses Zeke gave me all day so far. Huh. Those were the sweetest kisses. Yes, they were. Oh my goodness. Go get love from you too. Look at this face. My little girl. My little girl. Yes, you too, Mr. Zach. Yes, Mr. Zach. Daddy loves you too. All of my babies. All of my babies. That's right. Look at that boy. Who's your big baby? Who's my big little white tornado, huh? I got my big little guy right here, and my little big guy right here, and the princess. Can't forget the princess, right? Oh my goodness. You want to talk spoiled. You want to talk spoiled. You want to talk spoiled. Here, guys. They rather see you than me. Now, clean some eyes. We're cleaning eyeballs. We're cleaning eyeballs. That's right. Cleaning eyeballs. How about over here? Oops, look out. Cleaning eyeballs over here. Cleaning eyeballs over here. Yeah. Oh, we're cleaning eyeballs. There we go. That's better. That's better. Here we go. That's. Oh, my. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's better. And yeah, we're cleaning eyeballs this morning. Yes, we are. Cleaning eyeballs. That's. What? I know you don't like getting your eyeballs cleaned, huh? I know you don't like getting your eyeballs cleaned, huh? He says, no, I don't like getting my eyeballs cleaned, Dad. And he's out of here. Off he went. He's off and running. Well, what do you guys think? Are we ready to get some breakfast? Hmm? Do we ready to get some treats? I'm ready for another cup of coffee, guys. Yes, I am. And take off this darn bandage. Got my labs done this morning. And the guy put this bandage on like he was putting on a tourniquet. Seriously. Here we go. Get this off here. That's better. Yeah, just a little hole. Not too bad. They didn't take out a whole ton of blood this morning. Enough to tell the doctor what she wants to know, right? Enough to figure out if we're doing really, really good on our labs, which I am crossing my fingers. Yeah. But mission accomplished, right, you guys? Mission accomplished. Remember, get your lab work done. Get your physical done. Find out all the important numbers that you need to know just for your own benefit, just to make sure you're going to be around on this planet for as long as possible. You should be in partnership with your primary care physician to make sure all the numbers that are important are where they need to be. Get off my soapbox. We're doing dogs this morning, right? We're not doing health evangelism. We'll do health evangelizing later. Right now, we're doing dog evangelizing, right? Dogs. 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 Oh, dogs. Oh, look at his face. Look at his face. Oh, face. Oh my goodness. 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 Ooh. Yes. Spoiled little girl. Morning. Is that Tony? Hey, Tony, what's going on? Wednesday morning, just out walk the dogs. It's freaking freezing out there, man. Had to go get my labs done this morning over at LabCorp. Sucking blood. They didn't make a big hole, though. Just took the bandage off. Guy put the bandage on me like he was putting a tourniquet on or something. Seriously. Like he was hog tying something. Anyhow, got the labs done. Gotta get the labs done, huh? Fortunately, we didn't have to get any labs done on Zoe last visit at the doc, huh? Zoe's 12 years old. My Chewini. Zeke, my Chiggy, about 4. Yes, I know. I see. I'm petting you. Yes, I am. I'm petting you. Looking at my ugly mug. Huh, this is dogs. If you have any questions on dogs, I am a dog expert. I am writing a dog book. So, anybody who has any questions on dogs, hit me up. Especially when it comes to intelligence, emotions, behavior, and some of the stupid myths that you hear all the time about dogs. Huh. Like they're dangerous breeds of dogs. Stupidest darn thing I've ever heard. I swear. People do not understand dogs and they really don't know how to treat them properly. Not all. No. All you guys. These guys, especially the ones that get very, very close, have a deep emotional attachment to us. My little girl here has been with me since 2007. Rescued her at a pound. And I'm guessing she was about a year old at the time. So that'll make her 12 this year. Oh, she's going gray like her daddy. Huh. Now this one suffers panic attacks. Mm. When she first was with me, she suffers separation anxiety. Nowhere near as bad now, thank goodness, because it was So bad back then, she would literally howl anytime I left the house, stand right at the door and just howl. And you could hear her. It was a soulful howl, huh? Now, they're all trained, so if they want attention, they'll take a paw, they'll reach up, and they'll say, pet me. Huh. Standard. Yes, like Mr. Zeke just did. The funny thing is, Zachary, the oldest, hey, Zach, come here. Zachary, come here. Come here, Zach. We're going to do some treats in a minute. He's being stubborn this morning. This one will try to understand every single word I say. And remember, most dogs have the capability to learn hundreds of words. Hundreds. These guys, I know, at least 300-400 words each. And there are times I have to spell, because if I say the word, then they know exactly what I'm talking about, and they get all excited like it's about to happen. For instance, a RIDE in the CAR. Yeah, if I said that out loud, this little white tornado would come flying over here. Yeah, no kidding. You guys have any questions on dogs, hit me up. Who's joined us? Hey, Maris. Jalal. Oh, Shadow. What's going on? Glad you guys are up and about like me this morning. I'm normally up at 5 anyway, but this morning I had to go get my labs done for my primary care doctor. Those of us who are full-blown type 2 diabetics uh, have to stay on top of our A1C. We need to make sure that we keep our blood sugars good. For me, I'm happy when my doctor's happy with all of my numbers: blood pressure, cholesterol, A1C, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Same thing with the doctor for these guys. Oh, right now on this papilloma on her lip that she's got. She's been getting them for about 5 years, maybe about one a year. And it takes about a few months, but I keep pinching it. Finally, the antibodies get in and it dies, and I can finally take it off. But yeah, just a little papilloma virus. Huh, it happens getting older. Their immune systems aren't quite as strong as they were. But at 12 years old, she's still doing very good. She's very happy. Doctor's very happy with all of her numbers. Yes. Now, Mr. Zeke, he was a special case. He was abandoned at several shelters multiple times. Can you imagine being taken to a shelter, being rescued, and then being taken right back to that shelter the same freaking week? Can you imagine how he felt? Crazy. Somebody got a comment question? I'm going to squint at you here. Somebody told me if your puppy bites you, you're supposed to put your thumb, tongue, hold it down. Is that true? That is not. You can train puppies not to bite, yes, but you don't have to do anything like that in the process. It's just a matter of no. You have to use the word no, and you have to repeat the word no constantly. Hand signals work as well. If a dog goes to bite you, open your hand and put it right in front of their face as they're doing it and say no. Um, I do find, and don't hit them with it, but a rolled up newspaper gets their attention. You don't hit anything. You don't hit a dog with anything, ever. Hand especially. And you never do anything that will make them uncomfortable with you touching them in any way. Trying to grab a dog's tongue is not a way to stop them from biting you. In fact, all that's going to do is make them more aggressive. Just show them if they bite you, then you're going to be aggressive back at them. You need to teach them. It's the same with a 2-year-old child that's reaching for a cookie on the table. Right? That 2-year-old child doesn't have a sense of self yet. Most dogs don't have a sense of self. It's the way they look in the mirror most of the time, and they do not recognize anything. Although it's funny, as they get older and they mature, like Zoe, and she doesn't recognize herself, but she recognizes me in the mirror. But the bottom line is you have to be repetitive. The same with raising 2-legged kids, 4-legged kids. It's simply repetition. If you have a 2-year-old child, a regular 2-year-old child, and remember mentally, these guys are about the age of a 2 to 3-year-old child, but a 2-year-old human child, if they see a cookie on the table and you tell them no, for them, they understand the word no and they know they're not supposed to touch it, but it only lasts in their brain for a very short period of time. They don't have that long-term memory or even the sense of, well, that no only relates to me now. It doesn't relate to me in 5 seconds. Okay. The same with a dog. So it has to be constant repetition their entire lives. I don't care if your dog's 5 months or 15 years old. Sometimes you do need to keep on repeating the same lessons. Like I said, that's the way they are. Thank you. Yeah, if you guys have any questions on dogs or anything along those lines, hit me up. I am writing a dog book right now. Huh. My first dog was a German Shepherd, 65-pound lap dog. My second dog was a teacup Chihuahua, 3.5 pounds. And she would literally go after any dog. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Talk about aggressive, right? Talk about aggressive. Hmm. If any of you guys have ever held a pot-bellied pig as you're petting them, or even little baby piglets, they do this also. They tend to make this little grunting sound when they're happy. These guys do the same thing, funny enough. When your dog is really happy and super into being petted, they start grunting little bits. It's hilarious. Huh. Right? Do you realize that we killed over 10 million cats and dogs in shelters last year? We literally euthanized over 10 million dogs and cats in American kill shelters. It's a black eye on every one of us as far as I'm concerned. We need to close down every one of the darn kill shelters. We need to empty them all. And we need to stop these stupid puppy mills and all these organizations that are pushing all these puppies when we've got millions of dogs in shelters that need to be taken into good homes, living on the streets that need to be rescued. And I'm not even going to start talking about dogs that are thrown into backyards and put on chains. Don't even start me on that one. You want to get a security system, buy a security system. You don't abuse a 2-year-old baby, mental 2-year-old baby, so that you can be secure, so that you have something that can bark when things come near your house. Unacceptable. No dog should ever, ever be left out overnight, period, for any reason. And there's no such thing as a good doghouse. That's why they call it being in the doghouse. There's yet to be a single connotation when you're in the doghouse that means it's a good thing. When you're in the doghouse, that means you're in trouble. For these guys, that means that they've been abandoned and they're being abused. I don't care how big the dog is. And I don't care how thick the coat is. And even Malamutes get cold. Silly people. Right now, we have a big issue in this country with people leaving their dogs out being frozen to death. These people all need to go to jail. Guess you can figure out my opinion on that one, huh, guys? Right? Remember, when you take a dog or a cat into your house, that's a lifetime thing. When you adopt a pet of any kind, that's for either the life of the pet or the life of the owner, whichever expires first. Right? I've got an 18-year-old tabby cat who's been with me since 2002. Yeah, she's up here sleeping. Hey, Cassie. Cass. Yeah, she's not moving. I'm not sure how good she still hears at 18, but I know she sure meows plenty loud. Yeah, yeah. Anytime somebody goes anywhere near her, anytime after 3 a.m., she thinks it's feeding time. Oh, yeah. Nothing like having a cat wail like a banshee at 3 or 4 in the morning. I literally think she's getting senile. But hey, like I said, when you take an animal into your house, into your home, into your life, that's a lifetime thing. That's a lifetime commitment. That's what drives me crazy during the holidays. People give puppies and kittens, put them under the freaking Christmas tree. Huh? That's just like handing somebody a 20-year responsibility. Here you go. Here's a 20-year responsibility. I want you to feed it, house it, take care of it, take it to the doctor, get immunizations, take care of its teeth, take care of all the things you do just like a child. And you want to talk about freak out. Most of the time, especially if it's just a big surprise, you find a puppy under your Christmas tree. They're not ready for that, most people. You have to think about these things, literally. And can you imagine how it would feel for someone that, remember, all these animals have feelings, emotions. I mean, the same ones that we do. They have a limbic system. So all dogs have the same emotions and same feelings that humans do. They can be happy, they can be sad, they can be depressed. I've seen this one just go crazy happy to the point where she's literally doing donuts running around in the grass outside. I mean, that kind of excitement, right? At the same time, there's one emotion that I'm convinced that's strictly human. Right? I have yet to see it in dogs, cats. I worked on a farm with domestic animals. I have not seen this emotion in any dog I've ever been with, been around, any animal I've ever been around. One emotion that I'm convinced is strictly human. Let's see if you can guess what it is. I'd be curious if anybody has a guess. Hey, if somebody knows how to capture a moment, do me a favor, capture Zoe. Something better than what's on my wall right now, would you? Anything is better than me just gabbing about calories. So yeah, somebody capture a moment here with the pretty girl. Huh? Daddy's girl, right? Hmm? Hmm? Spoil, spoil, spoil. Say hi, everybody. Somebody capture this face. Hmm? Somebody would think you'd. I don't know, is it a right click? I'm still new on here, so you guys help me out here. Capture a moment with Zoe. And here, we'll put Zeke's in the picture too. There. And if we could get Zachary to join us, who's being lazy. Hey, Zach, are you going to be ready for breakfast? Are you going to have some treats this morning? Zachary, come here. Come here, Zach. I think he went and buried himself under blankets. Those of you that have small dogs, especially the really small dogs, they like to bury under things. Huh. Not so much these two. These aren't so much barriers, but Zachary, my little white chug, is a barrier. He likes to bury himself under things. Huh. Yeah. What? What you doing? What? You ready for some breakfast? You hungry? You hungry? And this guy was abandoned twice. I think I mentioned he was brought back to the shelter twice. He was also thrown in a backyard and just left out there, and he escaped. No, he was not treated well as a puppy, and I think he was somewhere around 6 months to a year old when he came to me. This was about 2.5 years ago. An absolute basket case. Zeke couldn't even look at his own shadow without being absolutely scared to death. Taking him out on a leash was insane, at least for the first couple of weeks. Couldn't go anywhere where there was any kind of traffic or any kind of noise. And even now, things like fireworks and car backfiring sets him off. Oh, yeah. He does not like the 4th of July or New Year's. Neither does this one. I have to get there's a new medication I get from my doctor now that goes on the inside of their cheek. It absorbs, it's called Cilio. And unlike the medications that I normally get, that, sedatives that make them tired and goofy, but still they're scared to death when they hear it, this one makes it so they don't care. It doesn't really knock them out. It's just like they become apathetic. So the fireworks can go off, and for the first time in over a decade, she's like, "Oh well, so what?" Almost, not quite that good, but pretty close. Considering in the past, as soon as a firework would go off, then came about 3 to 4 hours of constant shaking, panting, absolute panic looked on her face. I mean, just absolutely inconsolable. So, Fourth of July and New Year's, at least in my house for the last decade, sucked. Nothing worse than having a child that's panicked. You know, I'm also the parent of two-legged kids, and there's nothing worse than having a child that's, unhappy or scared or whatever that you can't console. You know, whether they're physically ill, mentally ill, whatever. I mean, when you have especially these guys, because they don't understand why they're panicked or why they're scared. They just know they are. Remember, the animals wear their hearts on their sleeves, literally. You can tell at all times how a dog is feeling, especially once you understand your dog's body language. They all have common body language naturally: tail, ears, hackles up. I mean, there are things that you can tell in every single dog that are standard, but every individual dog has an individual personality. Even puppies that come from the same litter, no two are exactly the same. And don't forget, a dog is going to be molded by their interactions with their human, period. So I don't care if your dog's a 150-pound Rottie. He could be the sweetest little dog or sweetest big dog on the planet if they're raised properly. There's no such thing as a dangerous dog. I mean, dangerous. Come on. Pit bulls have a horrible reputation now. They used to be known as the nanny dog because they were so good around children. Seriously, go look it up. Nanny dog, that's what they used to be called. But because humans, stupid humans, right, for one, use them for fighting and make them aggressive, no dog is born aggressive. That doesn't happen. No dog is born to go bite people. And that is something that comes from either being left and abandoned, because a dog will go back to its feral roots. If you just throw it out in the backyard, put it on a chain, and it doesn't have any human interaction, no training, anything, yeah, they're going to go back to their feral roots, and anyone that comes in the vicinity is going to get bit. You're talking about a gray wolf. We took a perfectly good gray wolf and turned it into everything from a chihuahua to a mastiff. 50,000 years ago. A couple hundred years ago, we decided to play God and start bringing out breeds by, selective breeding. It's insane. But this little 16-pound Chiweenie, genetically is pretty much the same darn thing as the original gray wolf 50,000 years ago. But I guarantee you this much: there's no way she could fend for herself one night in the woods alone. Now, we took a perfectly good gray wolf that could take care of itself, and we turned it into every domestic dog breed that's out there now. Every one of them. They all come from the gray wolf. So, yeah, we didn't do any favors for these animals, turning them into domestic dogs, because now they're abandoned in the millions. In the millions. I posted a video of this. I don't know who it was. Somebody in Florida. There's somebody in the car behind them, videotaped them as they stopped on the road, opened the back door, shoved the poor dog out, and drove away. And it happens every single day all over the country. They're abandoned in backyards. They're thrown out indoors. I mean, it's insane. Human beings are like this. Some of them just smack the living crap out of them. What the freak's the matter with you? 99.9% of humans are awesome. Seriously. And I'm sure that's every one of you guys included. But there are people out there who don't know how to treat animals, who don't know how to treat dogs and cats, and should never be around them, period. And now, and I love this, the FBI is investigating animal abuse and convicting people for animal abuse. Yes, the FBI, you can report directly to them. Besides ASPCA, PETA, EFIAW, and the IFAW. The International Fund for Animal Welfare is probably one of my favorites. That and Empty the Shelters. Because, like I say, I'd like to see every freaking dog shelter, animal shelter closed, emptied. These guys deserve to be in good homes, every one of them. Remember, they wouldn't exist without us, right? Dogs wouldn't even be around if humans hadn't intervened to some degree. Huh. You guys know what lovey eyes is, right? I'm getting lovey eyes right now. Oh, what do you want? Tell me. You want something in particular? Zeke, you want something? Hey, Zachary, are you ready for breakfast yet? Come here, Zach. We're going to trim nails today, too, you know. Zachary, get your lazy white butt over here. I'm not getting any cooperation on the little white tornadoes, not giving me any cooperation. However, these guys, I know, are about ready for some breakfast, aren't you? I know you guys are about ready for some breakfast, huh? Yes, I love you too. Well, yes, I love you too. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, oh, oh. Even though he's almost 4 now, I still call him my puppy because he certainly acts like a puppy all the time. Huh? He's a very happy boy now, all the time. No more scared of our shadow. The very first thing he did, the very first day I got him, all right, I had heard he had been brought back to the shelter again. One of my friends had told me he was at the shelter. He was probably going to be on the list to be terminated that week. I said, get him, bring him to me. And the very first thing he did, goes upstairs, jumps straight up onto I have an Eastern King, straight up onto the bed and immediately peed and pooed. Right on the bed, right on the comforter. Had told me nobody had ever bothered to train him. He'd never been trained. Nobody had ever taken the time with him to train him. That's why he kept on getting taken back to the shelter. That's why he kept getting thrown in a backyard. You have to invest the time and train these guys, literally, just like children, just like kids. You can't not train your children as well. For those of you that have them, and those of you that eventually will, right? Oh, to baby, daddy's boy, huh? You daddy's boy. Hmm? What? What do you want? You ready for breakfast? Are you hungry? Look at these baby brown eyes. Beautiful baby brown eyes. Huh? Hmm? Daddy sweet pie? Hmm? Daddy sweet boy? Where'd your sister go? Zoe, get your butt over here. Come here. Come here. Leave the cat alone. Come here. Come here. All the way. Right here. All the way. All the way. Thank you. You can train your dogs both by voice and by hand commands. Either way. And both ways is good. But understanding that they have the mentality of about a 2 to 3 year old child should help you, especially understanding your dog and training your dog. Because remember, constant reinforcement is what they need, just like children. Constant reinforcement. But whereas children will eventually grow up to 3, 4, 5 years old, get a sense of self, and then understand how what they do affects, you know, the individuals they're with, just general life in general. They grow up and they get married and move away. These guys never grow up. They never get a job, right? Mind you, they never want to borrow the car or ask for any money either. Mind you, they can be expensive enough, right? Face, face. Come on, look at this face. Who couldn't love this face? Huh? And I guarantee you, at a shelter not far from you right now, there are dogs just like this, sitting there, waiting for somebody to come freaking rescue them. Most of them have less than a week in the kill shelters to get adopted. Less than 1 week. So for whatever reason, they get dropped off by a evil POS. They're lost. Somebody gets thrown in a backyard. They get lost and run away. and whatever, thrown out of the back of a car. For whatever reason, they wind up in these animal shelters, and the kill shelters, they've got less than a week normally. And you know what happens at the end of that week. And it's disgusting. It's just sad. It's unacceptable. Well, flat out unacceptable. Right? Huh. Well, guys, we're having a ball, but I need to get some things done today. It's actually my day off. I'm supposed to be back on here in a couple hours talking about health issues. Went and got my labs done this morning, so they sucked the blood out of me this morning. Only 3 vials, so. But as a type 2 diabetic, I get my blood drawn every 90 to 120 days, whatever my doctor says. I don't determine when I get my labs done. My doctor says, I want you to do your labs next, yada, yada. So she's been doing them about every 4 months or so. My A1C has been pretty darn good for the past few years. As a full-blown type 2 diabetic, my pancreas is only half working. So I have to take 2 meds every day, 2 different medications to control my diabetes. And if any of you are in that situation, you understand. If any of you are pre-diabetic, I'm going to be talking about that later and how to get the freak off of that list so you never have to become a diabetic like me. Mind you, and even if you do become diabetic, you can still maintain it and live a very healthy, normal, long life. It is not a death sentence. Only if you ignore it. Seriously. There's 30 million of us who are already diagnosed in America. Out of 324 million Americans, 30 million of us, including me, know we have type 2 diabetes. 10 million aren't being treated. How's that for insane? Can you imagine that? You already know because your doctors told you, had the same conversation that my doctor had with me. You got to take care of this. You got to manage this. I had to lose 110 pounds and quit the cigarettes. But the doctor will tell you as soon as you're diagnosed or even pre-diabetic, you need to do something. You need to make changes. Otherwise, eventually the neuropathy is you're going to lose toes and fingers and your eyesight and eventually your life. So I can't even imagine somebody hearing the news that they have diabetes and then going, oh, let's just hope for the best. And then continuing doing what they were doing to get there in the first place. That's crazy. It's like slow suicide, daily, Russian roulette kind of thing. That's nuts. That's just nuts. Again, I'll get off my soapbox. This morning is about dogs, and I'll be back on to talk about health later. Well, as an A-certified personal trainer, but more importantly, an A-certified health coach, that's what I do. Especially since I got really unhealthy, super unhealthy. I mean, like I said, 250 plus pounds. BMI was 38. I was obese, and I smoked cigarettes for 31 years. Yeah, I didn't do myself any favors at all. Anyhow, we're going to get our day moving. I'm going to go accomplish a few things. I think I might even watch a movie between now and then. Hey, it's my day off. I get to do whatever I want my day off. I'm going to go chow down. I'm going to go have another cup of coffee. I'm going to give these guys some breakfast. You guys can't see. I'm getting the paw. Huh. Show everybody what you do when you want attention. Show everybody what you do when you want. There it is. Yeah. When these guys want attention, they all reach a paw up and say, "Pet me, Dad." All right, all right. And if you stop petting them, they will continue requesting until you do. Right? Huh. Well, I love you too. Yes, I do. Yeah, love you too. They really are sweethearts. All of them, not just mine. All dogs are like this. All dogs. I don't care how big they are, how small they are. To me, trying to determine the personality of a dog based on their breed is absurd. Absolutely absurd. That's like trying to base your opinion on somebody based on the color of their skin. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. Every individual dog has its own personality. Every single one.
And I don't care if the dog is a 16-pounder or a 160-pounder. They can behave in the exact same manner. It doesn't matter what the breed is. For me, the best breed is a Heinz 57 rescue dog. Best one on the planet. I haven't had a dog since my childhood, but not a single animal I've had in my entire adult life hasn't been a rescue. Dogs, cats, bunnies, birds. Yep. One way or another, they make their way to my house and then they stay. I lost one of my dogs 2 years ago. He was 15, passed away in my arms. I had a yellow tabby cat who was she was 15, 16. She also passed away in my arms. So it's tough losing them. It's like losing children. And I haven't lost any real children of my two-legged kind, thank God. But I can just imagine what it would be like. I don't even want to think about that. But like I say, we need to do a better job overall taking care of these guys. You guys have any questions on dogs? Otherwise, I'm going to probably end this session and get my day going. If you haven't fanned me yet, go ahead and fan me because I try and get on at least do an hour in the morning for dogs. I'm writing a dog book and hopefully I have it done by the end of the year. So it'll be the second book I get published. So, yeah, if you have any input on dogs, love to hear it. Put comments on my wall. If you haven't fanned me, go ahead and do so. That way you know when we're back on tomorrow morning. And I will be back on here probably in a couple of hours talking about losing weight, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, quitting smoking, general things that we really need to look out for as human beings if we want to stay alive and stay on the planet longer. Right, Zoe? Anyhow, you guys, say bye. We're going to get rolling. Oh, yeah, you know that word, huh? Like I said, that sometimes I have to spell certain words. Otherwise, they go crazy. We'll see if Zachary reacts to this one, just to prove it. Hey, Zach, you want to go for a ride in the car? Zachary, you want to go for a ride in the car? Come here if you want to go for a ride in the car. Oh, these two are. Oh, yes. Zachary, nothing is getting him out from under that blanket this morning. I can see that now. It's cold out there. Nothing is getting him out from under that blanket. But if I were to go in there right now and pull that blanket off and ask him, he'd start bouncing around and start running to the garage. Because for my little white chug, that is one of his favorite things to do in the whole wide world is to go for a ride in the car. All right, maybe we'll do it this afternoon if you guys are good. Up here he comes. You think I was kidding too, huh? The little white monster heard the RIDE and the CAR part. Huh? You heard about going for a ride in the car, didn't you? And decided to come participate, didn't you? Oh, no. Congestion. He almost drowned in a pool back in 2010, the little white one here. If I hadn't gone home at lunch and found him treading water in the deep end, we would have lost him. But ever since then, he's had a congestive cough in the morning. Huh. Yep. Every vet on the planet has looked at him. We've even been treated for kennel cough. Nope. It's congestive cough left over from our pool experience, right? This is my oldest dog. He's about 13. He could be as old as 15, but I know he's at least 13 years old. And he's a chug, which is a Chihuahua and a pug. Now, of all the dogs on the planet that should have been named Spot, Zachary is definitely the one. As you can see, he has one spot on his back, so he should have been named Spot. I couldn't do that to him. That's not nice. So Zachary seemed much more accurate. And Zeke, right? And of course, Zoe. So those are the three Z's, you guys. You can see them on our Pushing Double Nickels Facebook page. There's a lot of pictures of these three on my Facebook page. You'll see the Pushing Double Nickels link up there in the right-hand corner. you can join us on there because when the dog book is ready to come out, I'll be announcing it on there first. So, hi, you guys. Yes. Like I said, if you haven't fanned me yet, go ahead and do so. We'll be back on here talking dogs and animals as much as we can. And I'll be back on here soon talking about health. So if you're like me, like I used to be, heavy, overweight or obese, and there's a lot of us out there right now, and I still consider, I look at myself that way still. I mean, even 110 pounds less than I used to be, I know damn well I can get right back there if I don't watch my butt. So I'll be talking about weight loss and doing it simply, naturally. I mean, part of my give back this year, see if I can help out. As a certified personal trainer and health coach, they pay me for this usually, but I'm helping people quit smoking and giving as much advice and answering questions on YouNow and as many platforms as I can this year. Hey, MLK Day every day, as far as I'm concerned. We're all in this together, you guys. And I figure I can take off 110 pounds and quit a 30-year cigarette habit. I can help other people get healthy too, especially now that I got certified. Anyhow, appreciate you guys joining us. If you haven't fanned us yet, go ahead and do so. Fan us for Zeke. Better yet, you guys, if you guys know how to capture a moment, somebody capture a moment for me so we can get these guys on there instead of my ugly mug on that wall. Who knows how to capture a moment? Capture Zeke. Everybody say, hi, Zeke. Ooh. You want to talk about emotional? This is probably one of the most emotional creatures I've ever met in my entire life. And I've met some pretty emotional animals. This one by far. Oh, yeah. Mind you, he doesn't cry all the tears like he used to. He used to cry a lot. And remember, dogs cry happy tears as well as sad tears, but they all cry. Huh. But now he's happy most of the time, huh? Just wanting attention. Yes, you too. Yeah, you too. Now he's very pushy though. Jealousy is one emotion that these guys have. Very strong. I mean, the competitiveness and the jealousy factor. If one is getting more attention than the others, you can pretty much. This one, she tends to pout if she's not getting the attention she wants. She will literally pout. She'll turn her back on me and just pretend she doesn't even hear me. I'm telling you, just like children, man, just like kids. Anyhow, you guys, appreciate you watching this morning. If you have any questions on dogs, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I would like to see every single shelter in America emptied. I'd like to see all the puppy mills closed down. I'd like to see every dog that's ever left outside in the cold brought in, and the people who do it held responsible. Anyhow, I'll get off my soapbox on dogs, and I'll be back on my soapbox about health, probably here in about 3 hours. So in the meantime, you guys have a great morning. If you're sitting down, get up, move, stretch. Thanks. Talk to you soon.